So let's check out some gameplay from Killzone Mercenary. The first thing that jumps out at me is this game looks absolutely gorgeous. And you would think that for a game this good looking on the PlayStation Vita, that the frame rate would somewhat chug, but it really doesn't. It runs super smoothly. So let's see if we can go get into some trouble here. Now, in an article that Marty Sleva wrote, he said that one of his gripes about the game was that some of the missions can tend to run really long, which for a handheld game might be a little bit difficult, but I mean, this is so engaging, and it looks like it's going to have, a really, really strong narrative tied to it as well. I mean, this could be the first incredibly exciting shooter for the PlayStation Vita, and I know Vita fans have been waiting for that kind of shooter for a really long time. The environments are incredibly large for a PlayStation Vita game as well. And particularly for a first-person shooter, I mean, that game handles very, very well. So the touchscreen will allow me to switch weapons really quickly on the fly here. Oh, where am I getting shot from? Oh, I gotta switch weapons. Can't hear much of it right now, but the sound is spectacular for this game. It really, really feels like it mixes in with Killzone incredibly well. And like the title Mercenaries, you're getting all these cool points for doing certain things in the game. Oh. Yeah. So what's really cool here is you've got this upgrade station that you can kind of go through and customize and upgrade your guns, and it looks incredibly, incredibly deep. So I am very, very excited to check out this game when it comes out. Well, there you have it. We just checked out Killzone Mercenaries for the PlayStation Vita. It looks incredible.
I think it's a really kind of cool, interesting take on the whole universe.
Sounds like a kind of weird take if you ask me. All right, I'm ISA to like God. I don't want to support these red eyes over there. You know what they're up to. Always up to shenanigans. All right, so second bullet point then. Killzone for the PlayStation community has always been the multiplayer, first-party, first-person shooter. What is multiplayer like on Killzone Mercenary?
It's well, we've fully supported multiplayer as well. It's a big part of the game. And I think one of the really cool things, actually, which we were chatting about before the show.
Don't spoil it. We didn't talk beforehand. You came in here.
No, sorry. Yeah, we've never met.
Right.
The fact that you're a mercenary, you earn money throughout the whole game, single player and multiplayer,
right.
And that's persistent through both modes. So what that allows you to do is buy loads of weapons and these tactical weapons and different armor types, and actually customize your loadout in multiplayer. So you've got 6 multiplayer maps, 4v4. And I think it's a really exciting experience there for kind of Killzone fans.
So when I beat the story, or when I'm playing the story, can I then go back and replay missions to keep farming out money that's kind of like XP?
What we do is actually, so you've got your standard single player campaign, there's 9 missions. Once you complete them, it unlocks different objectives. There's like a precision mode or a demolition mode, and they can potentially take shorter chunks of time as well, so you can then go in and replay it and earn more cash. You can spend on more weapons and more armor, and use all of that again in multiplayer to kill your friends and stuff.
Now, is all this then dialed into Killzone.com? I mean, you guys have been so great before.
Fully kind of linked up. Doing a lot of that work recently. So there's going to be obviously up-to-date stats and heat maps and all the information about who's got the most kills, what your favorite weapon is. A lot of the stuff that you'll have seen on Killzone 2 and 3 is fully supported on Mercenary.
Now, we just saw you ask a gentleman for the time of day and then slit his throat, I imagine.
Yeah, it's pretty standard affair.
Of course, that's your normal Killzone, but it rewarded you with the balance up there in Valor. You want to explain up in the top left, what are we seeing there? What is Valor? Balance, obviously, money.
Yeah, so the money, everything, every time you kill someone, you get cash. Every time you pick up ammo,
just like
you
real
get
life.
Cash. Yeah, we've matched that model completely. And every time you complete the contract, you get money. So you have a running total, and as I say, you can spend that. The Valor is something that's actually very specific to multiplayer, in that it's like a dynamic ranking system, so everyone has a Valor card, depending on how well they're doing. We wanted to create something that actually allowed you to essentially be the best in like one day, as opposed to just having like a leaderboard that meant that the guy who got it on day one and put in 20 hours a day was always going to sit there. Actually, what we've done is create something that's a bit more like up to date and current, so that you can target the best guys, collect their card, and complete your pack of pack of cards, basically.
Interesting.
Which I think is quite a nice little collection mechanic.
Yeah, is that then kind of like an incentive to come back and play each day, I guess, since it's not...
Yeah, completely. So, and try and make yourself get to the ace. It's like the ultimate kind of rank.
Yeah, okay. I understand what you're doing there. So how are we using what the Vita can do that nothing else can do? I think we've seen it a few times here with, slashes for actually, for when you're doing the melee kills, you're actually swiping the screen, I imagine?
Yeah, so every time, if you get close to someone, it will give you a context. You can either touch the screen or use triangle to implement it.
Okay.
And it will bring up a directional arrow, which basically means you swipe the screen, and then it will perform like a melee based on that direction. Other uses we've done, we can use the back touch to zoom in with the sniper scope to get the kind of really fine precision.
Sure.
You can also run on the back touch by pressing double tap. We've got a few kind of tactical weapons that use the touch screen as well. So there's a shoulder-mounted rocket launcher that highlights enemies, brings up reticules, and you tap the screen to use that. But I think it's important to say at its core, it's a twin-stick FPS.
Sure.
Like, we've been very careful not to make the use of touchscreen feel gimmicky. I know a lot of people have been concerned about that when we've seen kind of fan comments and things.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the way we've used the touch stuff enhances gameplay and is done in an intuitive way, not an invasive way.
Is it one of those where it's mandatory, or I can switch it off for certain things?
A lot of things we have it on buttons or touch.
Interesting.
So,
very good. High five. You did good. That's what I like to see. But here, what are we shooting there? Well, it's dead already. Don't worry about it.
That was one of our new vehicles, actually. Yeah, that Mike's too good at taking out.
I want to talk about these. You have the Mantis engine over there. I know this guy. He's a little robot that runs around and
it's a
kills
little
you.
drone. Yeah.
But you have a whole bunch of different things like that. What are you calling them? Are they perks? They're like things you put in and earn, right?
So they're part of this group called kind of Vanguard Weapons.
Vanguard. Close to perks.
You'll see occasionally Mike will the character in game will bring up his arm and tap something out, and it will load these particular weapons in. And they're basically death toys. I guess it's probably a good way of describing them.
If I had a nickel for every death toy I had.
So the Mantis engine basically flies around, and once you get close to someone, you can stab them in the neck.
Yeah.
Pretty brutal. There's other things like a big iron cannon that comes out of the sky and blows people up. There's another thing that flies around and electrocutes people. And the cool thing is they're all available in multiplayer as well, so you can use them for different kind of tactical playthroughs, or each just got their own kind of special ability.
Well, here we go. We're going into the arm.
Here you go. Good timing.
Yeah.
You can see Mike's kind of flying around. The player's actually cloaked at this moment. There you go. From behind as well. That was pretty savage. It's really good fun, actually, particularly in multiplayer, when you see people running away from them as well. There's kind of a little drone kind of flying after them. It's useful as well for reconnaissance to kind of
see what's ahead, what's
exactly.
in the room. Yeah.
And I think one of the things we've really looked at with the design of our levels is to create them in a way that actually allows for different styles of gameplay. So they're kind of slightly more arena-based. If you want to play through in a stealth way, that's cool. If you want to go through and be more guns blazing, that's cool as well. And actually, I think there's an experience there that can cater for everyone.
How hard is it to design for something like that, to give people these options?
I think, it's harder because you have to try and cope for people coming in different directions and make sure there's encounters in the same place. And actually, it's hard to test as well, to go through it and make sure it's fun for everything.
Sure.
From my point of view, I do art, so I haven't had to be involved in that. But we've got a very, very talented design team who've done a really good job on that side of things. So I think we've got the balance really done really well with that.
All right, so now you guys are coming out in September.
Yep.
Sometime in the holiday season, PlayStation 4 hits, brings out another Killzone, Shadowfall. Yeah. Is there any interplay between the two games?
No. Basically, I think one of the things we were mindful of, we didn't want to be perceived as piggybacking Shadowfall or anything like that.
Sure.
They're kind of two different games with their own
30 years apart at least. I guess more than 30 years apart.
Yeah, Shadowfall's in the future. We've kind of gone back and looked at some of the other events that have happened in 1 and 2. So, they're both at their core really exciting Killzone experiences, but they're standalone games.
All right. Well, Tom, what is the actual date it comes out on?
10th of September in the States and 4th in Europe.
Oh, well, the 4th in Europe.
Yeah.
Getting a little bit faster than us, huh? I think you're so much
got
better
us
with your blue glasses.
That's where we're from. So
Tom, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Everybody
Cheers.
will be looking for Killzone Mercenary soon.